spot here. Obviously, with a couple cars that have basically called it quits, possibly Siebert's coming back out. A shorter field than we're used to, but who goes to victory lane? Can Clanton repeat, or is it somebody new?
I think it's somebody new. We got to keep, of course, an eye on Logan Martin. He's raced here before, so he has a little bit of an advantage there. But you can never look in that third row. Bishop, I don't know. You got to always keep an eye on Bishop.
You got Devin Moran, who sits there as the Rookie of the Year. Frank Heckenast Jr. is the fastest qualifier of the evening. Logan Martin and Brent Larson on the front row. Who'd have thunk it? If them two win, either one, they'll probably tear the place down. So get ready for some construction on Sunday.
Here we go.
Meanwhile, here we go. Out of 4, Craftsman Club feature. The World of Outlaws back in town, and we're going to get down and dirty right now. Well, Larson's going to take the early advantage. Logan Martin will go to second. Clanton and Heckenast will battle. Clanton will take third away from Heckenast. He'll get sideways. That allows Tyler to go by on the outside, and here comes the inside for Shepard. And boy, the loser in the exchange was Devin Moran, Alan.
Oh, I tell you what, look out for those top cars, though. Look at Brett Larson as he starts to pull away Logan Martin in that third spot now with Clanton up into second. But watch it, keep an eye out on Bishop.
And I'll tell you who's doing a good job right now, even though you may not notice the 5 of Todd Shute. He's picking them off. First time in a late model in 10 years. Modified driver by trade, Todd Shute. May not get a top 5 out of this, but he has picked it up early.
It's amazing to watch here. I tell you what, it's going to be interesting to see. We've got a couple of young drivers in that top 3 right now with Clanton sandwiched in between the two.
Well, the biggest thing about a World of Outlaws Craftsman Club feature, Alan, you have to be consistent for 50 laps. Sometimes drivers that aren't used to running the longer distance races will jump out to a big lead. They'll have nothing left at the end. They may not even get a top 5 out of it due to a lack of equipment left. You have to manage the tires, the car. You have to hit your marks with these guys or else you're out to lunch. And right now, Brent Larson, driving for Arnie Rana, has got himself a rocket ship. That's why they call him the B1 Bomber.
Tell you, it's interesting. He came out of modifieds and now into the late models. He did a real good job at Eldora Speedway and obviously doing well here tonight as well.
Early on in the race, buddy, 5 and 45 to go. It's Brent Larson, Shane Clanton, Logan Martin, Tyler Erb, Brandon Shepard, Frank Heckenast Jr., Chris Madden, Devin Moran, Rodney Sanders, and Rick Eckert, the top 10. 5 in the books. Long way to go. But Larson has already caught the back markers, Alan, in just 6 circuits. He is now a half a straightaway behind Mr. King.
That's amazing as he's going to move up into lap traffic now on this lap as Bob King will be the first car down on the low side as they come into down the front stretch as your race leader, Larson.
Well, what was a 1.62 second lead has been cut in half. Shane Clanton has knocked it down to 0.8, and it's going to be even less this time. The Georgia Bulldog, who won 10 years ago here, is about to catch the B1 Bomber and try and take the lead for him. Clanton has made up a lot of ground.
Clanton now putting some pressure on your leader as he goes low side here in turn number 1 and 2. Let's see if he can make it up here as it gets side by side coming out of turn number 2. King, now look out, Bob King right in front of him.
Well, Bob King is going to stay on the bottom. That's going to allow Shane Clanton to go around on the high side. That slowed his momentum up just a little bit. But still, with 8 laps in the books and 42 to go here at Lakeside, it's a long-distance race.
That's something you talked about earlier. You got to manage those tires in these types of races with 50 laps as they come around turn number 4 again.
With these 2 guys in lap traffic too, Alan, all of a sudden third place Logan Martin has made up a lot of real estate. He's now within less than a half a straightaway of Shane Clanton, and Logan Martin is bringing Brandon Shepard along with him. Here comes Clanton.
Shane Clanton now as they go down into the low side in turns number 3 and 4. Let's see if Shane Clanton can make that as he slides up into 4. But still Larson as your leader. Clanton in that second spot. Logan Martin in third. Bishop in 4th.
So Shane Clanton will get by Shad Batter. That car lapped out, but Batter answers back. Look at Shad Batter go after Shane Clanton and say, you know what? You went by me, but I'm not that slow. Off the pace is the 21X, and that's going to be it for John Anderson.
Tough break for John Anderson. He did make it out just barely for the feature as your leaders go down into turns 1 and 2. Shane Clanton now making some of that time up. Just about a 2-car length lead as they go into 3 and 4.
Yeah, it was a 9/10 of a second lead last lap. That's going to change. Clanton to the inside for the lead. Brent Larson answers back on the outside, and it's down to 64 one-thousandths of a second. You can't bat an eyelash that quick.
And look out, here comes the 36 of Logan Martin on the high side out of turn number 2. Gets a good run. He's up with your race leaders now.
He just got shot out of a cannon in turn 2 and made up a lot of real estate. Clanton will work, but here comes Logan Martin. Logan Martin may have saved something.
Logan Martin on that high side. I tell you what, this is what we saw with the MLRA race. Here comes Logan Martin.
The kid has no fear, and he'll dive underneath Shane Clanton. Crisscross moving. Logan Martin is on the move. The West Plains Wizard is now up to second.
Also making up some ground is B-Shep in the 1 car, so keep an eye on him as he's just behind Clanton, but still your leader, Larson, in that 1 car. Good battle for second now.
Yeah, 3 cars under a blanket with Logan Martin leading that trio. Shane Clanton running 3rd, Shepard running 4th. That's going to be it for Shad Batter. What he had has went away. 37 races this year, 30 top 5s. 83% of the time has Brandon Shepard been in the top 3.
Good race up here up front with your top 3. Look at that battle for second place with Martin, Clanton, and B-Shep. They are almost side by side as they come into turns number 3 and 4. Look out, here comes B-Shep.
Well, Shepard will continue to pedal as fast as he can. Now he's going to go after Shane Clanton. He'll try and get the 3rd spot. To the inside of the Georgia Bulldog. Not much room there for error. He won't get the bite off the corner. High side momentum will keep Clanton in the 3rd spot. Clanton will set his sights on Logan Martin. Logan Martin wants a big piece of the leader, Brent Larson, and Logan Martin is coming.
Logan Martin on the move now as it goes high side. He used that same move up here in 1 and 2. But here's Clanton on the low side as they get side by side. Coming out of turn number 2. Here comes B-Shep.
Shepard just went by Shane Clanton like he was standing still. So all of a sudden, Shepard grabs the number 3 spot away. Don't ever count out the point leader. This isn't even halfway yet. We have 19 and 31 to go. Shepard is going to close in on Brent Larson, and so is Logan Martin. It's going to be a heck of a battle coming up to lap 20.
Tell you what, Larson got a little bit loose out of turn number 2, and Logan Martin is coming. He is moving down into turn 1 and 2. Look out for that 36, and here comes B-Shep. 14 wins this year.
Well, Shepard got by Martin for second, but Martin's going to try and answer back on the inside. They're both closing the gap on Brent Larson. He has no idea what's going on with no mirrors in these race cars. He's about to find out because Shepard's going to knock on the door here shortly.
Shepard now using that high side out of turn number 4. Let's see what he can do down in 1 and 2 as Logan Martin follows in. Here comes Shane Clanton in the 25, but here comes Shepard now on the low side as he comes into 3 and 4.
About to have a new leader if he can pull off the slider in turn number 4. There it is, slide job. Brandon Shepard will lead lap 22. New leader.
Brandon Shepard, 14 wins so far this year. Larson now hanging on to second. It's the 36 of Martin and Shane Clanton in behind him.
Gotta love the way Logan Martin is running right now. Tyler Erb's about to get in this mix of 5. He has closed the gap. Frank Heckenass Jr. is running 7th. And as it is right now, Todd Shute is 16th, Allen. But my tip of the hat goes to that driver who has had no time in the late model, and he's holding his own out here. Oh, and we got trouble. Oh, Logan Martin. Logan Martin went into turn number 2, and there was Tyler Erb. Martin got the worst of the exchange. Oh my, you wonder what kind of damage maybe on Erb's machine. But Logan Martin just saw his top 3 go out the window, at least for now. The good in his own car.
Amazing what he's doing in that Rocket House car this year.
Well, when you had Steve Shepard, grandfather, you had Steve Shepard Jr., father, as racers, he comes from good stock.
Oh, you betcha.
And it's not over here yet. He's looking for win number 15. A bunch of other guys have something to say about it. Let's see what shakes. 23 and 2 laps shy, halfway, green flag in the air. Here we go. Well, Larson's going to do what he can, Allen, to hold off the 25 of Shane Clanton, but Tyler Erb's feeling it. He goes 3 wide with Moran and Madden. Tyler Erb gets a shot out of turn number 2. It's close quarters racing because Clanton will want the number 2 spot. There's a lot of Enfamil and Pampers on the line for him.
All right, Brandon Shepard now starting to pull away. Clanton, Brett Larson. Here comes the 44 of Madden now.
Well, Clanton and Madden have both won 5 races this year. And Devin Moran looks to go to top 5 as he works on Tyler for that 5th spot. He'll pull the trigger. Shepard the leader at the halfway point. 25 in, 25 to go.
So 25 lap feature event from this point out with Brandon Shepard as your leader, Clanton in second. Here comes the 44 Madden, though.
Chris Madden working on Larson. Devin Moran working on Tyler Erb. Rodney Sanders watching all that take place from his 7th spot. Shepard has a 1.200 second lead over Clanton. Now this is the track Clanton won at. Shepard's never won here, so we'll see if he's able to hold him off.
Good racing here tonight, of course. Your World of Outlaws series. Let's see as they come down the front stretch again. Still Shepard as he starts to pull away from the field. Clanton now. Problem down on the track with the 91 of Tyler Erb. So problem as a caution flag comes out. Tyler Erb slows down here on the front stretch. Looks like a flat tire probably for the 91 of Tyler Erb down here in 1 and 2. Let's see if he can go to the pit area and get that fixed and be back out onto the track.
It pays off for some, not for others, depending on where they have to start. It's always up to the second place driver to choose. Shane Clanton took the high side this time. Brent Larson chose it when he was second. So Shane Clanton had the choice. 23 laps to go, still plenty of time. It's Brandon Shepard's race right now. Let's see what he does. He'll bring him up to speed, and we're back underway. So Larson steals second, right back away from Shane Clanton. Is trying to go for the lead. A battle of the aces. Madden goes to third. Chris Madden quiet. Attacking silently, but Shane Clanton says not yet. And look now who's working into turn number 4. At the bottom, it's Chase Youngans.
Chase Youngans in the 18, looking strong here up into the top 5 right now. Gets by Moran. Now let's see if he can get by the 44 Madden.
Well, Youngans has thrown his hat in the ring as a contender as he works on the 44 of Madden, and all the while it's Brandon Shepard. Had a 1.024 second lead. Check that, it's up to 1.928. He's pulling away. Clanton goes to second. Logan Martin on the move. He'll work on Eckert.
Here comes Larson as now Clanton tries to go to the low side out of turn number 2. They go side by side as they go into turns 3 and 4 now. Here comes Madden down low as well.
You know, you think about it, it's really amazing what these drivers can do. They are in full containment seats, Alan, so their mobility is very limited for their neck. Their arms are pretty much restrained. They are strapped in with a 5-point harness. They have a helmet on, very hard to see side to side, yet they can do slide jobs. They can race side by side. They can pass each other cleanly. They truly are the best at what they do, from the first place car right there to the last place car of Austin Siebert. My hat is off to every driver that comes out here and does this, because it is something none of us can do.
Just amazing as Shepard now starts to pull away from this field. Larson still in that second position. That battle is back there for second and third right now with Clanton.
Well, I'll tell you what, no matter what happens to Brent Larson from this point on as we complete lap 33, he has got to be totally pleased with his effort here tonight at Lakeside, because Brent Larson has come a long way in a short time. Driver out of Lake Elmo, Minnesota, driving for Arnie Rana, has got himself a car and a crew that works very hard. And off the pace was Sanders and Martin. Did they get together? I see some damage on the 36. They straightened it out. Logan Martin gets by Raymond Merrill, so Logan Martin is currently running right around the 8th spot.
Yeah, it looks like those two cars might have gotten together, but the battle again is back here for second place. Larson and Clanton, Madden behind them. Moran, and here comes Rick Eckert now in the 7.
Well, Chase Younghan's big move up to the number 5 spot battle has all of a sudden went away. Rick Eckert gets by him. So I wonder if Chase Younghan's tires have changed on him since that last caution. He's back to 7th. Eckert is up to 6. Now Younghan seems to be coming back to life. Laps are winding down. It'll be 14 to go. And Shepard, unless something happens, I would have to say, is on his way to number 15.
I tell you what, Shepard just back into lap traffic here within the next lap or so as he has a straightaway lead back to second place with Larson and Clanton. Good battle now between Moran and Madden now, and the 44 slips back a spot.
These two exchanged pleasantries at Deer Creek Speedway, and it wasn't pretty. They got together, racing incident. Both thought they were in the right. Both thought the other was in the wrong. They ironed their differences out, and they just raced each other clean as can be. That goes to show you it takes very, very little for these guys to go back after each other's throat. They remember that. They know they're going up and down the road all year long. They know they've got equipment they have to save for the next event, and they race clean. So my hat's off to both of them. My concern is with Brent Larson. He goes into turn one like he's going to the wall, cuts it left, diamonds off the racetrack out of 2. Watch him this time when he goes into 1.
Just amazing. Here comes Clanton now, side by side with him out of turns 3 and 4. Clanton now goes to the low side in 2. Let's see if he can take this lead. Shane Clanton slides right up in front of him. Shane Clanton up into second now.
Brent Larson's learned a lot in the few years he's raced in this super late model high stakes game, because he could have just got into Clanton, turned him, and that was the end. But no, he got on the brakes, allowed Clanton to get situated, then went back to work, surrendered second for third, but he could go right back to battle for that runner-up spot as 10 laps remain.
Good battles throughout the field. Just pick your favorite driver on the track and you can see what's going on as your leader with that second spot. Again, now Larson starting to slip back just a little from Clanton in that 25. Moran, the 44, Madden, and the 7 of Rick Eckert.
So Rick Eckert, one of the faster cars right now, sitting in the number 6 spot. He's going to try and go after Chris Madden for 5th. Eckert won the first race of 2017 at the Screven Motorsports Complex in Sylvania, Georgia. And right now, Rick Eckert's looking to climb in the top 5 as Shepard having a little bit of problems with the car of Rodney Sanders. They get that all straightened out. We've got 7 to go.
Shepard deep into lap traffic now as he heads down in 1 and 2. There's your second and third place with Clanton and Larson. And then now Moran's starting to bunch it up there for second, third, and fourth.
Well, all of a sudden, Devin Moran now wants to get a shot at the podium, as Brent Larson has been dealing with Shane Clanton, has had a very solid finish. It'd be a shame to see Larson finish out of the podium. He's thinking the same thing because he keeps diving underneath Clanton. All the while, Devin Moran's making up real estate.
Devin Moran on the move into turn number 2 now. Let's see if he can move up into that top 3 podium finish, as Clanton strong in second right now.
5 laps to go. And a great battle going on right now for second, third, and fourth. Shane Clanton has the second spot. Larson has third. Moran is fourth. Madden is fifth. A hard-charging Rick Eckert in sixth. And again, Devin Moran will go to work on Brent Larson. He'll pull the trigger down the backstretch. They'll drag race into turn number 3. 4 laps to go, and they're side by side for third.
Here comes Moran as he slides up into turn number 4, takes that spot away up into the top 3.
So Devin Moran trying to get his father a birthday present with a podium finish, and right now, so far, so good. He's grabbed the number 3 spot. He'll contend with Eric Wells, who's a lap car down the backstretch. No problem, he'll clear him. 3 laps to go, the 2 to go signal. Next time for Brandon Shepard.
Brandon Shepard has walked away from this field as he comes out of turn number 2. Shane Clanton still, as he looks pretty solid in second. I don't know, but here comes Moran in the number 9 out of turn number 2.
Well, I know it's no consolation for Shane Clanton, but a win and a second here in his 2 visits isn't all that bad considering. So Shane Clanton right now in the number 2 spot. The 2 to go signal has been given. Shepard's already down the backstretch. He'll get the white flag, signaling one more time around. All he's got to do is hit his marks for one more half mile.
Brandon Shepard, your race leader, as he goes down into turn number 1 and 2 with a comfortable lead. Again, Clanton still in that second spot.
The record of 18 victories in a season gets a little bit closer, as for the 15th time in 2017, the Rocket Shep is off the launching pad. He'll win here at Lakeside. Second place, coming out of turn number 4 and taking the checkered flag, will be the Georgia Bulldog Shane Clanton. Third is going to go to Devin Moran. Brent Larson with a stellar finish in 4th. And Chris Madden's going to come home 4th. Larson's going to have to settle for 5th. So Larson still gets a top 5, even though Chris Madden got him for the 4th spot. We're going to go down and talk to Brandon Shepard. For the 15th time, the Rocket Shep, Brandon Shepard. Well, guys, good news is Brandon won. Bad news is, guys, you got to clean off confetti again. Crew Chief Danny White says that's okay. He'll go with it. Well, Shep, you said you had to do just a little bit to the car to get a little bit better. Looks like you did it.
Yeah, putting the hard tires on I think helped us a little bit tonight. We were a little bit tight early, and I think the tires were a little bit too soft for the way that the track was. The track was it's pretty hard on the soft tires, so the hard ones work really good. And it just Mark made all the right decisions on the car, and Dan, Austin, Joel worked really hard, and it's a heck of a team we got here. Can't thank them guys enough, and I can't thank Mark and Steve Baker and everybody at Rocket Chassis enough for giving me this opportunity. It's really awesome. It's just obviously it's a really awesome. It's like one of the best rides in the country for sure. In anybody's eyes, anybody can see that. And I gotta thank all the sponsors too: Valvoline, Zebra Calf Ranches, Ace Metalworks, Gunner's Honey, Salac Well Services, Durham Racing Engines, Kaiser Manufacturing, Integra Shocks and Springs, Sunoco, Simpson, all the great people in this car, Petroff Towing, my dad and my grandpa, all the family back home that support me, and I guess all the fans for coming out and supporting Lakeside Speedway and the World of Outlaws Craftsman Late Model Series.
Well, you talked about how you guys went on a little bit harder tire. You could see that in the beginning. Good, probably straightaway plus behind leader Brent Larson, but slowly the car started reeling in spot after spot, and before you knew it, you were battling for the lead. So like you said, the longer green flag run, the better it was for you.
Yeah, honestly, I needed that long green flag run to figure out what I was doing out there, to be honest. The track was pretty tricky. The black was pretty slippery, and you would really push the front tires across it, and then there was a couple brown streaks, and if you didn't hit those brown streaks, you were just out to lunch. So you had to hit them brown streaks, and when I got to where I could, when I got onto somebody, I could pass them in 1 and 2 just because that brown was pretty good lower in the track, and I could really bend hard down in the bottom and stick and then slide job them, so it worked out.
Well, the records keep falling. You're closing in now in the top 5 all-time in the wins. You're also closing in on the most victories in a season, and probably the most important stat is you're closing in on that World of Outlaws Craftsman Late Model Series Championship. You're one step closer.
Yeah, those are all really cool accomplishments, but in my mind, the World of Outlaws deal, the championship is the that's the goal. So the wins will come if they come, and if they don't, as long as we win the championship, we accomplish our goal for the year.
31st top 5. Congratulations on another win tonight. 15th, Brandon. We'll see you tomorrow night, Salina.
Thank you.
Brandon Shepard, his 15th win of the year. Congratulations to the crew. Nice job, guys. Good work.